I'm gonna do all the motor mounts on this car. Y'all seen the timing belt tensioner and the noises it was making. You know, first you want to jack up the vehicle. I'm not done yet. I still have to jack up the other side. Now jack it up, support it, be safe. All right, take it to a professional if you don't know what you're doing. Remove the battery, the tray. It's easy. So far I have this out of the way. I'm not gonna remove this bracket. I'm gonna remove the ECU, unplug it. Here's a trick. While you push down on the tab, get your little one of these, or anything really, could be a screwdriver, and just push back on it while you pull the tab. Boom, boom, boom. So I got big hands. I don't fit everywhere. Just gotta have the right tool for the job. Get this, remove that, then work your way up to here. Gonna have to support the engine. That's it. But fuck it, let's make a video, right? I've already removed the AC line bolt. That's how far I'm in. So you guys caught me. Had a good time. I almost didn't make a video. So we're gonna remove the ECU, remove that bolt. Remove that bolt back there. Hopefully that's it. ECU comes off. Work your way through the bracket, get that off, and then work your way back to the fuse box and get that off. Just basically have to make room. Ratchet, wrench for that bolt right there. There's no room. One more bolt down here. I'm gonna just make room. Slide this up under there. There we go. If I had a cameraman, it'd be easier. But by removing this bolt, I give myself a little bit of slack. Let's hope that your lines are, you know, somewhat new. Be careful because this is plastic. But here we go. All right. Deep socket 10mm. Gets it. Gonna have to push the clips out of the way. They're held down. I mean, the connectors are held down by a clip. Push them out of the way. You see them will come right out. Now, if this is a customer's car, do what you got to remove the lines. This is my car. I don't want to get messy. But if it's a customer's car, don't chance it. It'll cost you, I promise you. Right. That clip has to be disconnected to reach the bolt behind this bracket. Out it goes for that last bolt on the ECM. Slide on the plastic tab and pull it out. Don't undo it. But if it looks like this, clean it up. I'm gonna do that. It's gonna drive me nuts if I don't. There's that bolt. Remove that. Pushing the tabs in. Flathead screwdriver usually works. Right. It's one last bolt. It is in an angle. See if I can get eyes on it. Oh, that's tough. It's in there. Okay. So you gotta come through here and through that little slot right there. It's another 10mm. Okay, I'm using an extension alone with no swivel. If you're gonna go through there, you're gonna need a swivel. But why? When you could just reach it from here. Okay. You know, fish for it with your index finger and guide the deep socket, a 10mm deep socket. Super easy. All right, once you get that bolt out, don't forget to remove that clip and remove the AC line off of its little bracket, which I believe mine's broken, but that's okay. It should come right up. Just one more clip right there. Ten seconds later, super easy. Just pull up on the tab, pull the harness out of the way, and work your plate out. Fuse box. And we have one back here. That one's missing. Probably one on the bottom, not sure. Let's find out. Let's tab. Pull back on it and slide it up. Hard to do this with one hand. Boom. Alright. So I did disconnect that connector. We're gonna move this harness out of the way. And that way we can get to these bolts. Remember, support your engine. Here's my setup. Goes perfectly all the way across. If I do it the other way, I could clear it, but I'd rather have it where it doesn't interfere with nothing. See, I still have clearance. It's not rubbing with the frame. All good to go. Enough of that. So it's this one. I'm gonna place it, and I'm gonna call that a day. Then I'll show you guys how to do the rest. All right, after you support the engine, get this bolt that goes across here. All right, which is that one, the middle bolt that goes through the bushing. Okay. Once you get that bolt, remove the two back bolts on that bracket. Bracket comes off. Now you have room to take out the other three. But look at that shit. It's done. Now zip tie this, get it out of the way. Major pain in the ass. If you can zip tie this like this, yeah, you'd be great. I don't feel like running back and forth to grab stuff. I slide this bracket behind it, over on the bushing. Okay, that is the passenger motor mount. Again, remove this bolt and then those two in order to begin removing the motor mount. And then you can remove this one, the one down there, and one behind it, in reverse order to put it back on. Now, when you it's gonna slightly, might not on yours, it's just chance, but mine slid back a little and they didn't line up perfectly. So just if that happens, don't send it with the ratchet, with the impact. Use a ratchet, so that way you can feel when it bottoms out, and you know that you're there. But that's it for the front motor mount. I'm hoping I don't have to remove the radiator hose. Got those two bolts out, but I'm going to remove this. Let's see if I can show you. 17 millimeters. Here's the battery tray. Sits like this. Okay, gonna have the two top bolts and the back bolt and this bolt. It was easy to get to. An extension. I believe they were 12 or 13s. They were 12s. Let me go make sure for you guys. Yup, they were 12 millimeters. The pain in the ass bolt to get, right? Because you're looking at it like this, and those are mounted in the back. It's gonna be down here. It's gonna be that one and that one. It's right there. Alright. Come around from this end right here. Stick your arm underneath it and fish it out like that. I'm gonna leave those bolts out. This is my car. I don't recommend doing this on customers' cars, but it'll make it easier to work on in the future. Look at that. Have my room. You remove the rubber piece, and then you have to undo that bracket. So 3 bolts I believe it has to be 3. I got the first one out with a 14 millimeter and a small ratchet. Call it a stubby. So have somebody fish it on the boat from underneath, or you could just set it down and get under the car yourself. The mount aside to give yourself some room for that troublesome boat on the passenger side. Same thing for the bottom boat. Just scoot it aside, push it aside so you can get the other boat. Break it loose and use a stubby wrench. You're good to go. There's my filthy bracket. Pain in the asses to get to. Okay. From up here, this is what it looks like. So take this off, right? Remove. After you remove this one, okay, bolts up to the rubber mount. Then you do the bottom 4 bolts on that mount. You slide it out of the way. Jack the vehicle up. Give yourself some room. And you'll get the bracket. And now you get the fucking mount. That bracket has to come off. I'm gonna see if I can leave this one on. Get the bracket out, 14 millimeter. Sits like this. Feel for the bolt. I use the extended ratchet with a deep socket. Now we're gonna fish that out. Get him out too. It's a bitch, man. You gotta get those brackets out, fish it out this way. Be careful. Don't break your fan shroud. I have to refresh these threads. Now that that's in there, let's get the bracket on. Should have cleaned this shit, but I'm fucking tired. Alright, so I just wiped it down. Whatever. Let's get it. Alright, jack the engine up, give yourself some room. After you got the mount in there, get the first bolt started on the bracket. I got the bottom right. We'll move the mount to the right. And I'm gonna start on the bottom left. Alright, set that fucker to the side, tighten it down. Same thing with the other one. I started them, I moved it over, started this one by hand, scoot that over to the right, started on the bottom left by hand, left it loose. There's no room to tighten them down while everything is lined up. So keep the mount out of the way, tighten the bracket bolts down one side at a time. The top one should be easy. And then you're gonna have to work around that fucking bracket to get to the 4 fucking bolts around the mount. We got it. I have bolted down, tightened up that bolt on the bottom left of the bracket. Pain in the ass to get to. Don't want to deal with it no more. I'm done with it. And tighten up the rest. See, I lined it up. I know this back one, top left corner is gonna be a pain, but I'm ready, man. Some shop paper towel for it. I had to stick a screwdriver on the right corner of that gap right there to slide it over. Put your metal bracket back on this rubber piece. Just work all the tabs over the metal bracket. There's 2 nuts right there. Pop, pop.